All right, Fran. Catch us up here on the interface.
So yeah, look, you don't have to use voice command, but it is very integrated, very in your face, right?
Yeah.
You kind of, like Upload Studio, for example, when you're recording in a game, technically it's way easier to say Xbox record that, but in the game you can actually press start, go back to, you can go over to Snap. So this is how you would record without it. You would go to the home interface, go to your game DVR, load that up, and then you'd go get ready, right, to start a new clip, and you'd go back to your game. So
it's also worth noting that a lot of games in sort of key moments, like a big boss battle or something, it will automatically record a clip. So for instance, in Rise, that happens.
So that's something that developers can build into the game.
Yeah, it's always recording, I think, up to max of 5 minutes, so you can pretty much always go back and record stuff. So sorry, it's hard to say Rise.
Yeah, the timing is key, Fran.
But here's an interesting thing. So I can say Xbox Switch. Ryan, you want to go for a second?
Yep.
You can say Xbox Switch. Well, I didn't say a lot enough because I'm talking to you, but you press double tap the Xbox button, right? So when you tap it. It'll go over to the right, right? Now, see, that's how you get between Snap and the game. I mean, right, it's something you have to get pretty used to. And so, see, here's some settings. You can kind of go back in time and record your clip. It's pretty cool. And Ryan's going to demo capturing a piece right now, and you get an achievement for it, I believe. You probably already got it, so we're not going to see it. But let's go back to the home menu real fast.
Sure.
Ryan, why don't you just walk us around using the controller? What do you think of this interface compared to the 360?
It's my big thing about this that I like is that it's fast. The 360, when you would hit, if you're in a game and you hit the guide, it just like drags everything down.
I'm really noticing now because I've got a PS4. The PS4 is really fast, and last night I went back to my 360 and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But if I just hit the guide, boom, right back out. Yeah, and everything snaps around really, really quickly. The bumpers are the shortcuts to get quickly. So your pins are on the left, which of course you saw pins on the 360, but it's a little cleaner here. You just know that all your pins are always over on the left tab.
Why don't just pin TV over there to show them, right? You go hit the menu button.
Yeah, you can just hit start, which is now called the menu button, and just pin that bad boy right over there. And there it is. And if you want to stack something to the front of pins, you just select it again and move to front.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that puts it in the top slot.
I find I haven't been able to really dive into having a bunch of pins, right? Because we've been waiting for stuff to launch. But I like all the. You can have quite a few pins over there, which I think is going to make.
Oh yeah, you can have a whole. You can have a bigger pin wall than a home screen wall for sure.
So it's really nice to like tack on those favorites.
There are some curious omissions though. There's no way to manage storage. You have no idea how much hard drive space you have, or you.
Are you sure? That sounds crazy.
In order to delete games...
You talk about it, I'll go.
Yeah, you have to actually go into your games and apps. See, there's nothing in here.
Xbox, unsnap. Ryan?
It really doesn't like you, Fran.
You try it.
Xbox, unsnap. Yeah.
Well, in any event, so under here, you're like, oh, great, I need to manage my games. So, of course, you would go into system. That's kind of where it used to be. And in
nope.
There's nothing else in here. I'm not going to show you our serial number in console.
Yeah, please don't.
But but you're like, okay, so what do I do? So, well, it's not terrible, and you have
yes, it is. I mean, it's just you don't even know how much hard drive space. Like I have almost every launch game installed on this machine right now.
You don't know how.
And I'm like, I'll bet I've about filled it up, but there's no way to check. Wow. It's strange.
Yeah, so
it's a very odd omission.
Yeah, like I don't know how much we've used. So what you have to do is go in. You can click, on the menu button. Then you're like, okay, so this one's 4 gigabytes.
Right.
Dead Rising is about 20 gigabytes, and you're like, you got to kind of make decisions based on the gigabyte size. To be fair, Microsoft says yes, we know, and we're going to get it in there, but they didn't have a timeline on it yet.
So yeah, for all the little smart things, there are several really odd omissions as well, but nothing that, at least for the time being, is going to ruin your life. I mean, it's still...
So, Fran, you're reviewing the console for IGN.
That's right.
When can we expect that?
Well, we got to get through launch weekend, so sometime next week. It really depends on how smoothly the launch goes, but I expect sometime next week.
How are you feeling about it right now?
Yeah, I mean...
2 days before launch.
Ryan and I have played quite a bit of it. Can you drive?
Yeah, I know it's hard. And I'm also play inverted, so
that's
probably throwing you off.
So look, I've spent over a week with it now. I've brought it home. I've brought multiple versions home, and we just got the day one update. It's a little early to say, we're just getting our hands on the final day one. But that being said, I really want to stress that everyone's seeing, oh my goodness, you're using voice commands and like, it's so difficult, it doesn't work. First of all, I would define work as, this does everything they said it's going to do. It does. However, in the commercials, it works the first time you try it.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a high barrier to entry. But what I will say is, as I adapted to the system, I find myself, so now when I'm done with my game, I actually just start to like throw the controller down and walk away, and I'm saying like, I'm not going to say it, but Xbox turn off.
Yeah.
And then I walk away and say yes, and it goes off. Like, I don't hold the button, go to
wait
off.
for it.
It's actually really nice. When I walk in my room and just get home having TV running through it, I do say Xbox on. Xbox on. And, I get, the TV's instantly running,
You have to still have to turn your TV on though, right?
Nope. So we can't show the setup right now, but what's really cool about the Kinect is it is technically a universal remote. They need to do a lot more with it, but what it is it's firing all these infrared beams out behind us, and it's actually a perfect remote. I have not had any trouble with it detecting the television, my box. It's really quite robust. There's going to be some models the TVs can't find.
Sure.
But for example, we can mute the TV right now. I've set it up. I can shut off the box and the TV at the same time. So yeah, when you walk in, it fires on the TV, and when you walk out, it turns it off. It's a really cool setting.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
How, if you don't want to use voice commands at all, is it still really easy to use? Is it easy to navigate the interface without voice commands?
Ryan?
Well, with a controller, yeah. I'm not a fan of the hand, connect hand gesture stuff. Yeah, I should say Franzing. I mean, it works, but it's cumbersome. The thing I don't like about it is they've changed the select icon for this from just holding your hand and then the little, just for a minute, for a few seconds, and the circle would fill in and it would select what you want to. It's a push gesture now, and you often you hit the wrong thing. It's not a precise.
I've done that too. Yeah,
it's
I'll
a
be
really
trying to go to that.
Yeah, it's a gesture I really, really don't like at all, and I don't understand it.
So yeah, now I'm going to try to do the. You can grab the screen and pinch it. And it's not working. You basically hold your hands out. It normally will give you a cue. I think it's because I'm not signed in actually.
Is that what?
So Ryan, can you try that one?
Sure, take over.
Just hold your hands out. There you go. There it is.
Yeah.
Do it a little more slowly. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm really not doing a great job here. Did it work? Just hold it out for a second.
Yeah, not
so
happening.
gestures are not quite where you want them to be, and that's just kind of a fact. So yeah, I mean, look, there's a ton to show in here. Upload Studio, we've got clips of that up. We've got demos of Skype. We've got a ton of stuff on the site that it's a little more elegant if we can kind of take the time out of the studio to show you that stuff. So it is up. Go check that out. But again, on the hardware side, what I will say, if you're looking to drop here in the States, $499. That's a pretty big price to entry, but the headset, the controller, the box itself, like this is a great system. And arguably, you're like, okay, well, PS4 is $100 less. Other than the games, which is always with the consoles, you got to go for what games you want if you're a gamer. But Xbox One is adding really innovative stuff, and even if it doesn't work today, well, it does work. It just doesn't work all the time. I'm finding myself again doing stuff like right now. I can just say Xbox, Snap TV. Well, it does work at home.
You can't.
Well, I can't. Ryan can. But look, the point is, games are loading sometimes. I've found myself snapping to TV. Eventually, I guarantee there will be some Twitter app that you can easily watch your Twitter feed. It's got some really neat ideas. I think Snap is really going to be very interesting. So is it worth the additional price? Well, that remains to be seen, and it really depends on you.